Boom. What's up, partner? Today. Don't fucking trust school teachers, okay? Whether you're in high school or out of high school, don't trust fucking school teachers. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, a lot of teachers are fucked up, but don't think that all teachers are fucked up, okay? A lot of them come from some weird backgrounds. A lot of them come from some good backgrounds. Some of them are passionate about it. Some are not so passionate about it. When I was growing up in high school, I had this fucking tart of a math teacher. I'm not going to say any names, but he was just the definition of a terrible teacher. That man had no business being in a school, a place of education. Man didn't belong in private school, public school, no nothing. When I say terrible teacher, I mean he was terrible at teaching. He didn't know how to necessarily make a connection with children, which was weird because the man had kids himself. I don't think he understand how I know kids in the high school age group aren't necessarily kids, but they're under 18. They are technically still children. He communicated with us like he would communicate with adults, and not even intelligently. He just wasn't someone you'd want to teach your children. The kind of person you want to teach your children, me personally at least, I would want that person to have common sense, which this man did not. I would like that person to have problem-solving abilities, which this person did not. He wasn't organized, and we all really just got a sense that he wasn't really into teaching. He really seemed like he was just trying to get through the day, trying to get to his next paycheck, which was not good for teaching children. He didn't know how to teach children. He wasn't patient when the whole class wasn't on board, which was most of us all the time. He didn't stop and try and explain things in a different way. He just explained it in his own way, and if you don't get it, like, that's it. Like, basically made us feel like we're stupid because he can only explain it in this one way and can't explain it in other ways where people with other kinds of minds would understand. He just wasn't a good teacher. Probably a good guy, like he had kids. He really did seem like he loved his kids and his wife, but this was just not his niche, rather. He was a good guy, but going back to the common sense thing, bro just had no common sense whatsoever. Literally, there was this thing called photomath we all used to use, where it was good software. You just take a picture of the math problem on your paper, and you could draw it with a pencil, and it would recognize it. You'd take a picture of it, and it would solve the math problem with you. And on our tests and shit, we'd be taking pictures of everything, showing no work, and he would just mark it right. He did not give a fuck, man. I know he didn't say anything because he was actually oblivious to it. He had no common sense. He legitimately looked at all our papers, saw that we had the right answer, didn't think to himself, oh, they have no work anywhere or anything like that, when the problem literally says, show their fucking work. He just mark it right. He goes, you guys did a good job. I'm proud of you guys. But in reality, everyone just fucking cheated. He's a dumbass. Where I am going with this, though, I want you to realize that just because someone is an educator does not mean they are an intelligent person, or just because someone has some sort of degree or title does not mean that they deserve to have that title or they are a smart person. The people teaching you, a lot of them are good, but a lot of them are bad as well. They are people you do not want to be around your children. I want to put an emphasis on not all teachers are bad. I don't want you to immediately think all teachers are stupid or unqualified or can't do their job correctly. There are some good eggs out there. Like, for instance, teachers who do it for passion. The ones who actually love children and care about their well-being and want to help them be the smartest next generation. Those are the kind of teachers we need in the school. The ones that care about their job and aren't just trying to live paycheck to paycheck or thinking about paycheck to paycheck. The ones that actually love to teach, the ones that enjoy teaching, the ones that enjoy instilling new information in children's minds. Those are the kids. Those are the teachers you want around your children. But more importantly, if you are a student or you're remembering back to a time where you were a student, I want you to pay attention to new teachers as well. New teachers aren't going to be as skilled as a teacher who has tenure or something like that. A new teacher who's struggling to become a good teacher, remember that isn't necessarily a bad teacher. They're learning just like you, or you were. Yes, there are good teachers out there. But there are also a lot of bad teachers out there. Some of the characteristics of bad teachers are, like I said before, people just doing it for a paycheck. Maybe they do it because they're lost in life. They maybe have lost their sense of direction. Maybe at one point they thought they were passionate about teaching, but somewhere along the lines they lost that spark in them. And then there's just some teachers out there who have no business being around children whatsoever. Some people are not meant to have children, and unfortunately some of those people are educators. People who have not the first clue on how to deal with children, how to talk to them, how to communicate with them, how to reason with them. They are not able to critically think and go deep into their mind and have an intellectual thought about how someone else's thought process works. Some people can't fathom the thought of thinking how another person's mind works. Some people are closed-minded, tunnel vision, and can only pay attention to the way their mind works. That is dangerous in an education system. To be a teacher, you need to be someone who can not read minds, but look at many different perspectives at once, because not everyone has the same teaching pattern and not everyone learns the same way. You need to be able to tap into everyone's brain and learn how they learn. You need to be a master learner, a master educator. It's not for everyone. That's okay. Doesn't necessarily mean they're bad people. They're just in the wrong fucking profession. And as I've gotten older, I do realize where some of the bad teachers may have came from. Me right now, I'm 23 years old. I don't know how old you are, but I'm at that age where I'm at the age where people are coming to the end of their college experience. I'm not in college myself, but I have friends. I hang out sometimes. I see what kids who go to party schools are like. Kids who go to party schools, they're expensive schools, and they do give you somewhat good degrees. Kids who go to party schools, they have generally wealthy parents, generally successful parents, and their parents help make sure their children will be successful. And unfortunately, in these parents helping these children be successful, they lack knowledge on how to do things by themselves. And sometimes by doing so, they end up falling on someone else's path, life path, i.e. their parents' vision for them, because they don't have a general direction of where they want to go in life. They've just been listening to their parents because they've been doing everything wrong, and they ask their parents what to do, and their parents may point them in the right direction of what the parents think is the best decision, not for the child, but for the vision in the parent's head of the child making enough money to support his or herself one day. It's not always like that, but that's what I've seen growing up over the past few years. You know, you go out to a couple bars, you meet people, you get a sense for what these kids are. They're a senior. A lot of these girls, man. A lot of the crazy ones, too, that I notice. The crazy ones, these girls are like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, oh, I'm a senior at so-and-so college. Like, oh, what are you going to do? She goes, oh, I'm going to be a preschool teacher or a high school teacher. Bitch, I just watched you down 6 shots and throw open someone's purse that wasn't yours. You're going to be teaching this next generation? Jesus fucking Christ. But yeah, those may be some examples of bad teachers. People who went to party schools and focused on partying for 4 years instead of worrying about their future. They chose a major and said, fuck it, I'll figure it out when we get to the end of college. Being college is here, that's what you wanted to do. You chose educator because you didn't know what else to choose. This isn't your path, man. You just wanted to shut your parents up. You just wanted to stop being stressed out and said, I'll figure it out later when you chose your major. Now you're stuck in something that you don't want to do, and you're going to hurt the minds of the future children you are going to teach if you're not passionate about it. Come on. Sorry, I went off on a little rant there, but I feel like that is a big part of why there are bad teachers out there. People being unsure of the direction they want to take in life. Because come on. Who the fuck really wants to sit in a fucking classroom with, like, kids ages 5 to 17? You have to have passion in that to be a good teacher. You're not going to be some average Joe being a fucking babysitter all day if you don't like to do what you do. If you don't like to be an educator, you're going to be fucking miserable. Whatever route of teaching you want to do, whether it be elementary, middle school, or high school, you're going to be miserable, and you're going to fuck some kids up, man, okay? Not all teachers are bad. Some are bad. It's not their fault. Or, I guess deep down it is, but whatever. It's time to fix it, assholes. Oh, God. Don't hate on teachers immediately, bro. Don't. Okay? You need to use your best judgment and best form of critical thinking to determine who your teacher is, to determine if you should or should not take that advice. You have to decipher their advice into your own thinking. You need to pay attention to who has good advice or not. You need to pay attention. You need to be skeptical of whose advice you take in this world, especially growing up, because young minds are so impressionable. So if you are a young mind, take note of that. Be skeptical of whose advice you take. I'm not saying think for yourself and don't ever take anyone's advice, because you're a young kid if you are. Even adults. Never think you are right all the time. Be skeptical of the advice you receive, but think about it, analyze, and take in what you think is right, what feels good.